Good day, everyone, and God bless all of you. My name is Dr. Alex British Chinedu Tasie from Ishokpo community. This is a continuation of the topic, the Ikwerre that you do not know much about. There's a person like the late Dr. Herbert Ikwerre. The late Dr. Herbert Ikwerre is a household name in the world. He was a banking giant, made Ikwerre proud and took the name of Ikwerre to global stage. He was voted, the African Banker of the Year for 2 consecutive times. He showed the world that Ikwerre people can do business and do business very, very well if they so desire. About Ikwerre, floated a bank with his partner called Access Bank, and principally took the bank to global stage, and also floated a university called Ikwerre University. He is a respected figure in Nigeria and in Africa. We have a person like the late Chief Okobule Nwanode. The late Chief Okobule Nwanode, from Rebisi, was a very powerful person and respected person in Ikwerre land and in Rivers State. In the year of 1958, he published his poetry, becoming the first Ikwerre person to do that. He is a really, really respected figure in Ikwerre land. We have a person like Chief Barrister Right Honorable Rotimi Chibike Amechi. His name rings a bell in Nigeria. He is an astute politician, a politician of note, an Ikwerre person that became governor 2 times, rose to become the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, the whole of Nigeria for 8 years. When he was speaker, he was chairman of Speakers Association of Nigeria, an Ikwerre person. When he became a minister, he became one of the most powerful and respected ministers in Nigeria under the government of the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria called President Muhammadu Buhari. Amechi is a household name, an Ikwerre person that contested in national, party primaries, to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When he did that, using the platform of the All Progressive Congress, APC, we also have a person like Chief Barrister Ezebonwo Nyesom Wike, from Rumeprecom community in Ikwerre land. He too is also a household name in Nigerian politics. At the time of doing this video, he is, the Federal Minister of the Federal Capital Territory called FCT, Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. He served 2 times as governor of Rivers State. When he was, the local government chairman of Obiabo, he rose to become the chairman of Argon in the whole of Nigeria. He is a life bencher and also an Ikwerre person that contested, a national party primaries, when he desired to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria using the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Nigeria. He is a household name. These are Ikwerre people. Ikwerre people, a tiny ethnic group, I can still remember a person like Sky B from Rumapakolosi, the music industry in Nigeria, especially the modern one, what we call Afrobeat today, and Ikwerre person was among one of the pioneers. In the year of 2006, 2007, thereabouts, he released his album, when musicians like, Two-Face Idibia, from Benue State, the duo of Peter and Paul, members of the P Square group, came on board, and so many others, and Ikwerre person was also one of them. You see? So Ikwerre land has produced a lot of people. I am not forgetting people like Chief Austin Okpara. Austin Okpara is a household name in Nigerian politics. He is from Redisi, in Ikwerre land, became the deputy speaker of the Federal House of the Representatives in Nigeria, an Ikwerre person. What of Chief John Azota Mbata? Chief John Azota Mbata is from Eneka community. He was a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and at some point was made the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria just for one day, where he passed bill, in the Senate. For one day, he became, the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If not that the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, called President Olusegun Obasanjo, reserved the seat and office of the Senate, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the Igbo group. John Azota Mbata would have come on board as the substantive, Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is an Ikwerre person. Today, he is the Chief Executive Officer of Monia Construction Company, MCC. It's a household name. A person like Honorable Chinyere Igwe, from Bolu or what we call area of Ikwerre land, is an Ikwerre person that floated a television station called Atlantic Television, Nigeria Limited, along Ozoba area of Ikwerre land. He is also an important Ikwerre person. So Ikwerre people are doing their best, to get to the top. As I have said earlier, this particular topic is not to compete, with other ethnic groups. No, that is not the intention of this topic. This is just to state that Ikwerre land, as tiny as it is, has produced, big time people. A person like Chief Mike Elechi from Elele community, at some point he won the award as the best farmer in the whole of Nigeria during the administration of the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Chief Mike Elechi is a big industrialist. Before his time, there was a person like the late Chief Maxwell Tasie Amadi, who was a big time industrialist in Nigeria. He had a company, or an industry that produced shovels and other building materials, and also floated a big fishing industry called massive fish. He was also an astute politician, highly respected, highly respected in Ikwerre land and in Nigeria. These are just people, that I can remember. I know of one Mr. Odo who worked with the World Bank from Ikwerre community, in the Ikwerre community. One Mr. Samuel Mebu, from his, he was a chief, Chief S.I. Amadi, Samuel Amadi from Igruta community, who rose to become, the territorial manager of Nitel in the whole of Nigeria. An Ikwerre person to get to that feat, the territorial manager of Nitel in the whole of Nigeria. Today we have a federal INEC commissioner in the person of Chief Barrister Anubum Onoha from Rome Precom community. A person like Miss Chisa Elechi Otubu from Omeken village in Ishobo, who was at some point, the solicitor in charge of all African people in the Republic of Ireland, an Ikwerre person. We have a person like the late Honorable, Ononwo, who was at some point a mayor of a state in the United States of America, an Ikwerre person. To get to that level, we have a person like Dr. Ugochukwu, Mark Dimpa, who was at some point one of the medical, consultants to a former president of the United States of America, President Barack Obama. Dr. Ugochukwu Mark Dimpa is from Ishobo community. We have a person like Chief, Charles Nsirim from Ishobo community, who was at some point, an MD of an oil servicing company outside the shores of Nigeria called Baroid West Africa. Baroid West Africa. He is from, Ikwerre land. There are so many people. We have the late Chief Mo Walker from Ishobo community, who was at some point, executive director of Savannah Bank in the whole of Nigeria. And before that, he was the financial controller of NAFCON in Nigeria. Financial controller of NAFCON in Nigeria, the late Chief Mo Walker, from Ishobo community. There are so many of them that I cannot remember all their names. The late, His Royal Majesty, Eze Dr. Frank Eke, as I said earlier, who was, a medical doctor in Nigeria, and also a product of, University of Nsukka and Harvard, United States of America. I became one time the chairman of recognized traditional rulers of South of Nigeria, an Ikwerre person, although he made a record as the first Nigerian deputy governor to punch down a sitting governor, his boss. He made that history. That tells you that Ikwerre people don't take nonsense from anybody. That is in their character. They respect people, but they are not easily cowed. You cannot intimidate any Ikwerre person. It is in their character. They are complacent, as people say. They are docile, as people say, but they are contented. They are happy with what they can get. They are not easily influenced by what other people do. And that is why you don't find them in distant, behaviors. You don't find them being roped into criminal, things and the likes that unfortunately people from other ethnic groups do to make money. You don't find, scammers, 419 people in Ikwerre land, and you cannot point any house built with the money of 419 in Ikwerre land, and no Ikwerre person, as of today, is in any prison anywhere in the world because of one crime or the other. They don't do that. They are okay with what they can achieve with their hands legally. That is what Ikwerre is all about. They are wonderful people. Their women are hardworking people. They are not good anyway in buying and selling. Their women are very strong in farm work. When you marry an Ikwerre woman, you might be affected with what we call mbam. Mbam originally came out from Ishobo, and that is, the good attendance that a woman and her people, gives to a suitor that is coming to marry, an Ikwerre woman. We call it mbam. They are very, very strong people. I am aware that the world is changing. It's becoming more and more globalized, and people are, picking one thing or the other, one thing or the other, from other people as they come in contact. But still, a majority of Ikwerre people, are still reserved people, are still wonderful in their behaviors. Of course, they are egotic. They are highly egotic. They are not that humble, to get what they want. So sometimes it means impertinence is in their character, that is there. Ikwerre people generally are nice people. Nice people. They have been staying with visitors from the year of 1912 to about this time, in the modern time. Before that, in the periods, of the 19th century to this day, people drove in from different areas into Ikwerre land, and they are accommodated. They are respected. That is the character of Ikwerre people. As I have said, this is not to compare Ikwerre with any other ethnic group. It is not. But to state that as a small ethnic nationality in Nigeria, the people have tried. They have tried. A person like Stanley Eguma is a big football coach. In Nigeria, the late Mr. Nkesi Brown from Ishobo, represented Nigeria, at the Algiers 80, I think 80, 81 or 82, thereabouts, in pole jump, and did Nigeria proud. Stanley Eguma is from Precom. I think he is the head coach of the Port Harcourt based football, club, female football club, the Rivers United, and so many others. There are areas they have not reached anywhere. So many areas they have not reached. And I think with dedication, perseverance, tolerance, and what they do, they can reach those feats. What they need is to come together, unite themselves, help themselves to achieve what they know and what they think they have not achieved yet. That is what is necessary. Uh, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have found time, to watch what I do. In case you want to know more about Ikwerre and some other ethnic groups around, you can contact me, through my call line or through Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. And the number, to use is +234 806 369 3609. WhatsApp 2 +234 806 369 3609. I remain Dr. Alex British Chinedu Tasie from Ishobo community. Anumekao Diali.